You are tuned into bBold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to bBold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 66. This episode is brought to you by Shopify. I use Shopify for my bBold Cosmetics website. It's ran through Shopify. Why? One, because it's super easy to use. They have excellent customer service. I highly recommend them for your first site. They have a free and easy template, many templates, might I add, to set up your website. Also, you manage your customers anywhere with their super cool phone app. Join Shopify today. Start your 14-day free trial at www.shopify.com/DymeataB. So today is a great Monday. I'm so excited that you guys are tuning in today. I want to get your week started with motivation. As always, last week we talked about trusting God in the process. And today I just want to share with you 6 characteristics of a self-confident person. This started off with me kind of looking over my life and reviewing my life. And when I first started bBold Cosmetics, there were some things I needed to tweak in my life. And now, that was in 2011. And now I'm looking at my life. This is 2017. And I'm like, my goodness, I've really, really grown. And the reason why I'm saying that is because being confident and being bold, that's where all of our companies kind of originated from, because there was not enough self-confidence. I didn't have enough self-confidence to start a business. I felt insecure. As many of you know, I did not complete college at the time, and you know what? It's not anything that I boast about, and who knows? I might go back. I may take some courses eventually, I've taken courses, but I may go back to school. But right now, it's definitely not the time. But when I was 19 years old, I really had this dream of having my own business, and I share the story when I speak at different functions, and I share the story about my lemonade stand. And I really believe that a lot of people, they don't branch out into the deep, or they walk out into the deep because of their self-confidence. And it's not just self-confidence, it's the fear, So I want to talk about 6 characteristics that you may have or you may not have. And I want you to just think back over your life. Think about your life now when I talk about these 6 characteristics, because the first one is self-confident people are bold. I wasn't always bold. I wasn't always, able to talk in front of people. And when I first started speaking in front of people, I was doing church announcements at my dad's church. And, I was so afraid and so nervous the first time I did it, because first of all, I was pushed into doing it. They kept telling me, Dymeata, you need to do it. You need to do it. I'm like, I don't know what to say. And they're like, the paper is in front of you. And, I got up there and I'm like, all these people looking at me, what are they going to think? And, what am I going to wear? What if they talk about what I got on? It was just, oh my gosh, so many thoughts in my head. So people, they see me get up there, but they don't realize how nervous and insecure I was. And I was just in fear of messing up, fear of getting tongue-tied, fear of, not reading the words correctly. It was just crazy. And now I've noticed that I've become more bold in my walk with God. I've become more bold in speaking to people and speaking to, crowds of people. I'm more bold even on my podcast, running my businesses, advertising and marketing my businesses. I'm more bold in those areas, and I'm learning that my self-confidence has been heightened, because self-confident people are bold. They're not afraid to make mistakes. They're just willing to take the course. They're willing to take the risk. And, you have to realize that freedom comes in being bold. You guys are really not going to experience freedom, true freedom, until you start being bold in whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is you want to accomplish. And, you have to believe that I may mess up. There is a possibility that I may fail. but there is a possibility that I may be successful at this thing. But how will you know unless you try? You've got to be bold. Another characteristic is they are not afraid to lead. You know, leadership can be scary. It can be really scary. I've been in a leadership position most of my life, and you cannot be afraid to lead people. The crazy thing is, leaders, it's like the magnifying glass is on them all of the time. So those you're leading, those people that you're leading, they're going to see you mess up. They're going to see you fail. They're going to see you miss the mark. Nobody wants to be the center of everybody's attention, and that's what that position of leadership is. You know, I hold a great weight on my social media site. A lot of people follow me. A lot of people follow me on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook. And so people, you know, if I say something stupid and out of character, guess what? Everybody sees that. I'll be the center of attention in a negative way. And so you really have to watch what you do, and you have to be confident enough to take on that position, take on that role. And, you know, sometimes I don't want to lead. Sometimes I don't want to be a good example for people. But that's the responsibility of being self-confident and building your confidence up, that knowing I may mess up. Yep, I may miss the mark on social media or in my business or at my job. If you have a position where you're leading people or you're managing people, you may mess up, and they're going to see that. But that helps build your confidence, knowing that, okay, if they see me mess up, then it is what it is. I'm an imperfect person. Only those who are confident in their own skin, believe in their skills, and believe in their plan, who will have the courage and ambition to lead when nobody else will. There has been instances that I had to take the leadership role when no one else would step up to the plate, you know, but it takes self-confidence. There are times I've stepped up to the plate in fear, like trembling, because I didn't want to be the leader. I was afraid what people would think of me, the position, like, you know, you can't hang with everybody anymore. You can't be a follower. You got to lead. You got to make the decisions. You got to say yes or no and make the call, you know. So courage and being self-confident, it takes, being self-confident takes courage to lead. And so I want you all to think about, like, am I afraid to lead? Like, if somebody called you up and you were in let's say you were in a environment where, you know, there were groups of people and they needed a leader in each group, would you be that person to step up and say, I'll take the lead? Okay, I'll be the captain. I'll be the spokesperson. Would you be that person? Or would you be the person to just shy back and just wait for somebody else to step up? Would you be that person? And now that my self-confidence is heightening, and I've increased in my self-confidence and my self-love for myself, it slightly annoys me that when other people don't do it. But I can't be annoyed. I can't be aggravated at them, because it's just, now I'm noticing that their self-confidence and self-worth may be low. Because that's where fear comes from. When you're fearful of doing things and stepping out of your comfort zone, it's a sign that your self-confidence is low. You know, the third characteristic of a self-confident person is they aren't afraid to ask. When I was in school, when I was a young kid, like even in high school, I was so afraid to ask questions in class. So that means I was willing to remain dumb in any situation, and that wasn't cool for me. You know, you're scared to ask questions because you don't know if your questions are the dumb questions, you know? And so I had to learn that it's okay to ask a stupid question. It's okay not to know everything, but how are you going to know the answer if you don't ask? You know, even in my businesses, there are times that I don't know answers to situations. Now, and I can't be afraid to ask my mentors, how do I do this? What should I do about this situation? What resource is a great resource to do this particular project, you know? So you can't be afraid to ask questions, but that comes with building up your confidence. And the only way you're going to do it is just do it. The only way you're going to just get over that hump is just ask a doggone question. You know, all people can say is, no, I can't tell you, or whatever. So you can't be afraid to ask. I like what Nora Roberts said. She said, if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And that's very true. If you never ask, the the answer will always be no. The Bible says, ask and you shall receive. Seek, you'll find. Knock, the door will be open. But who's going to be self-confident enough to ask, to seek, and to knock? If not, if you never do it, you'll never see your dreams manifest. You'll never get the answers that you truly want. So think about that. I like this other characteristic. Self-confident people don't beg. And that is so annoying to me. And what I mean by that, there's a quote by Mandy Hale that says, you will never gain anyone's approval by begging for it. When you stand confident in your own worth, respect follows. So when you're begging people for a sale or you're begging people to purchase your product, there's a difference between begging and there's a difference between marketing. And you got to get that, this is not a marketing course on this podcast today, but you've got to get that tacked down, because you can't be begging people for a sale. Nobody respects a salesperson or a business person who's begging for their subscription or begging for them to buy their product or to follow their blog. Like, don't do that. That's not attractive. But self-confident people know that what I have is valuable. They value their products, and they make you want to. In a very subtle way. They make you want their product in a very subtle way. And they don't beg you to do it. They don't manipulate you to do it. That's pretty much what it is. Confident people don't beg people for money or for love. If you're in a relationship and they're showing you that they don't love you, why are you still with them? Stop trying to figure it out and make it work. It's not going to work. Get your confidence level up. You're more than that. You're more valuable than that. God values you more. If that person that you're with doesn't value you like God values you, then that's not the right person for you. Stop trying to stick with it and make it work, and stop, being in denial. They don't love you. I've been there before. True love, you don't have to beg for that. Okay? So you got to know there's always another solution, and there's always someone else to love. Okay? Don't beg people to buy your stuff. Don't beg people to patronize your business. There's another solution to getting people to do what you need or want them to do. Okay? Hey guys, I'm so excited to announce to you that my organization, bBold in the City, we have now launched our monthly empowerment calls. These calls will be hosted every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can get the dial-in number as well as the access code when you log on to www.bboldinthecity.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at bboldinthecity. bBold in the City is a global empowerment organization for men and women who are ready to break the norm by discovering and maximizing their true potential. Our goal is to educate, empower, and inspire you to live a dream-fulfilled life by leaving you feeling bold and fearless. bBold in the City, we're in the business of breaking barriers over lives daily. You don't want to miss these monthly empowerment calls that will be going on every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Share the word. Share it with a friend or a family member who you know needs to be empowered and impacted by truths and by tools that will help catapult you to the next level. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams. Okay, so we're on the fourth characteristic. The fifth characteristic. They aren't attention seekers. This is my ultimate thing that really annoys me about people. I cannot stand somebody who is always seeking for attention. And when I mean seeking for attention, like they are forever trying to be the loud one in the group. It's just, it annoys me. It gets on my nerves. I don't like when people, they do things for attention. They always got something stupid to say. My parents used to always say, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So these types of people, they always want to say something. It could be the dumbest thing. They want to joke and be the butthead of the group. Just shut up. Don't let us know how foolish you are. But that's not really them. Their confidence is just low. Their confidence is so low that they feel like if they don't say much, they won't get attention. But that's not it. That's not it. And because they don't feel valuable and they don't like themselves, they'll do dumb stuff, stupid stuff like that to get attention. Craving for attention is a sign of insecurity, and I mean that. I know there are people in my family who I know that, any family gathering we're at, they're always they're the attention seekers. They love attention, and most of the family don't even like them because, you talk too much. Shut up. Just shut up sometimes. But it was a sign. Now that I'm older, I'm able to see that person was just insecure. And it simply means someone either didn't get the proper attention in his or her childhood or got plenty of it during that time, to the extent that they're always the center of attention. So it's either or. Either you didn't get much attention and this particular person didn't. This particular person, was neglected or, abandoned by his parents. So, when he's in gatherings like this, he wants you to know, or wants you to know how much he knows and how much he's accomplished and all of this crap, when nobody asked him. So these people are attention seekers. They're insecure about themselves. Their self-confidence is very low, and they need you to see them. They need you to know about them. Those who are comfortable with themselves, they don't have to seek attention. The attention seeks them. When you walk in a room, you don't have to seek attention. The attention seeks you. So think about that. Ask yourself, when I go into certain establishments or gatherings or, network events, am I trying to get attention? Do I need to let everybody know what I know? Or let everybody know what I do? That's one thing about myself. I don't just go and expose and tell everybody about how many businesses I own and what I do and how much money I make. I don't go into that. What's funny is when I give them my business card, it's just a simple business card. And when they go and they Google me, and I say this in all humbleness, but they'll Google me or they'll research me or they'll follow me on a social media platform, and they find out what all I do and what all I've accomplished, they're amazed. Why? Because I never said a word about what it is I've done or accomplished or whatever. And they're amazed. That's a self-confident person. You don't even have to, go down the line of everything you've done and how many degrees you have and how long you've been in school, how long you've been married, and all of this stuff. People will find out how self-confident you are. Let the attention seek you. Don't seek the attention. So ask yourself, are you that person? Or are you that person that you're very humble and people find out about you? Okay. The last one, which I really love, this is my favorite. Confident people aren't afraid of competition. They aren't afraid of competition. I have a hair business now. And, for me, I'm going to be very transparent. I've always wanted my businesses to flourish and expand. So in other words, I have a cosmetic line. I did not want to reduce it just to cosmetics. You should always be expanding, always be flourishing, always be growing your business. And you got to stay with the trends. You got to keep up with the trends. And I've always wanted that. That's always been a dream for my business. And so an extension of my business for the cosmetic line was a hairline. And I can't go into what else we're producing in our hairline, but, we have hair extensions. Well, guess what? I have friends who are hairstylists. I have relatives who sell hair. I have friends who sell hair. Well, guess what? I'm not in competition with them. And I'm not afraid of the competition around me. It took me a minute to get to that point, though, because I know when I say I'm going to get down on my business, when I get serious about building a business and branding, I don't play. I do not play. And so I had to know that my company is valuable, and it's up to that business owner to put in the sweat, blood, and tears to make their company successful. So I had to speak to myself, literally talk to myself, and build my self-confidence up and say, Dymeata, no, you don't do hair. Okay, no, you didn't go to school for hair. But there are millions of people who are selling hair and being very successful at it. So why not you? So when I started my hair business, when I tell you I did it in trembling faith, literally, I remember pushing the publish button on my website. And I remember sending the post out saying, bBold Hair Studio, check it out, whatever, I marketed it or whatever. And I was so nervous, but I cannot explain to you how fast the business has grown and how the sales have increased. Well, guess what? If I were to remain in fear and afraid of the competition around me, I probably wouldn't even see that success. And it's still growing and still has the potential to grow even more. But confident people, they aren't afraid of competition. Now, I don't care who does hair, who can do wigs, and I am grateful for those people because I can network with them. We can work together. I'm not afraid. I'm not intimidated. I'm not insecure. But that comes with being self-confident. And you got to know that what you have, who you are, you're valuable. God has given you value, but you have to recognize your value. So don't be that person who begs. Don't be the attention seeker. Don't be fearful to step out in faith. Don't be afraid to lead because somebody's waiting to follow you. And don't be afraid of competition. And most importantly, never be afraid to ask. Because guess what? When you don't ask, the answer will always be no. I hope this podcast has been an inspiration to you guys. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope this podcast has been an inspiration to you. Hey, I want to stay connected. Text me bBold to 22828. That's bBold to 22828. And let me send you my free guide on how you can experience confidence in every area of your life. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams.